there you are.
Welcome.
Go ahead,
So the-
Christina. You get started. And I'm just so grateful that you all showed up for this amazing call today. Christina is going to welcome you all into the room. We're just going to get started here in just a little moment. People are still coming in. I love it.
People are still coming in. It's a beautiful day, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Put in the chat where you're coming from. I already see that you guys are from so many beautiful places. We got Indiana, New Jersey, Bangkok, Italy, Mexico, Denmark, Norway, London, Germany, India. Wow, Norway, Mexico, Idaho, Portugal, Greece. Look at that. Beautiful. I'm so excited for all of you to be here. It's going to be absolutely incredible. You are in for a treat that is 100%. So I'm so excited on your behalf and what we have in store for you because it's going to be amazing. And we even have some surprises as always. When you get to know us, we always have a surprise in hand, right? Everybody knows. All of the people that have been following us for some time, they know that we always have a surprise. So I'm so excited about that as well. So I just want to welcome everybody, and then I want to say that this is going to be an incredible day. So make sure that you have the notes ready. Make sure that you have a notebook. Does all of you have something to write on? Put your hands up where I can see them. Okay, good. The ones that doesn't have it yet, make sure you get something right now because this is your moment. Okay? Get something to write on because you will really need it this night. And then, of course, the one that is going to have the teachings for us today, the one and only CEO of the Napoleon Hill Institute, Cleona O'Hara. Take it away and make sure all of these beautiful people, they will have a wonderful time with us.
Absolutely. Thank you, Christina. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm so grateful that you showed up today. I will be always honest with you. I will always speak from my heart. I'll give you a little background about myself, especially if you don't know me. My name is Cleona O'Hara. I'm the CEO of the Napoleon Hill Institute, and I have been studying personal development now since it's probably 19 years now in total. I'm not going to give you my age because that's rude. And you can find out later. I look a lot younger than I am. Let's put it that way. And it's all natural. So I like to joke around. I like to have fun. As you study Napoleon Hill's work in depth, you'll understand. He talks about one of the principles, the 17 principles, not in Think and Grow Rich, the 17 principles of success. One of them is called having a pleasing personality. And one of the characteristics of a pleasing personality is having a sense of humor. Did you know that? And I think that's why I've done well in life, is because I can laugh at adversity. I can laugh when things aren't going as planned the way I want. And so today we're going to talk about wealth. And this idea came to my mind a couple of days ago. This thought just fell into my mind. And the thought was, with everything going on in the world today, we see what's on the news, we see a lot of terrible things going on with, I don't want to get into politics or governments and all the things, but you and I know that it's time for a change. Would you agree? I mean, there's 194 people on here right now. Imagine I plant one seed in your mind today that helps create a positive impact in the world, in your community, or in your family, then I win because you're helping me achieve my goal, which is to raise consciousness all over the world and to have people live on purpose. And how do you live on purpose? It requires money. It requires wealth. And so I came from Northern Ireland. I'll share some pictures. And Christina, if you could go ahead and let everybody in, and Brenda Lees is here to help you out as well. I came from Northern Ireland and I had nothing. I grew up in complete poverty. I grew up with my grandmother Peggy. She raised me and my sisters, and she cleaned toilets for a living, friends. She cleaned toilets for a living. She got paid a government check, and it was around, I think it was 100 and something pounds every week she got paid, my grandmother. And it was me and my sisters living in this tiny government house. And every Thursday she got paid and she would bring the money home and we would count it out together. 100, say, I think it was 160 pounds or 140 pounds. And we could barely make ends meet. We could barely make ends meet. We didn't have money for vacations, restaurants. What is a restaurant? We never got to go to restaurants unless were invited for free. But my grandmother taught me so much. She was a lady. My grandmother was a lady, and she was the kindest woman on the planet. She was hardworking, she was graceful, but she was broke. She was broke and she was in poverty. And I remember as a little girl saying, when I grow up, I'm going to make a lot of money. I'm going to earn a lot of money. When I grow up, I'm going to help a lot of people. When I grow up, and I had this, what did I have? For those that study Napoleon Hill, what did I have? Come on, friends, put it in the chat. What was happening to me as a little girl, a little Cleona? What was happening to me? Put it in the chat. A burning desire. Sharon, boom, I love it. These are our students and clients that are studying with us, and they're in one of more of our programs. So they know this. So I was a little girl, broke, watching my grandmother clean toilets 6 days a week, cleaning toilets for the public. And it created a burning desire in me. What are the chances of a little girl from Northern Ireland to move to America at the age of 18 to get to where I am today? The chances are slim to none. Would you agree? The chances are slim. How did this happen? I'm telling each and every one of you today from my heart, this is a formula. Wealth is a formula. And this planet that we're on and this universe operates by law. And guess what humans operate by? It's all mental. It's all mental. Your thoughts are a frequency. Your feelings are a frequency. And when you learn how to work with your thoughts and your feelings, everything starts to change. And so I'm on a mission to help every single one of you get richer. Why? Because we're going to talk about why now. We're going to go into detail of and listen, let me just tell you this. Okay? I helped build $100 million company with my mother. I helped my mother build $100 million company. It was a family business. I worked there on and off for years. Okay? So I have experienced tremendous wealth. The little girl that came from Northern Ireland with nothing, moved to America. I've seen massive, massive amounts of wealth. I've been around it, I've experienced it, and I've lost everything, and I've been poor. So I've seen all elements of the spectrum. I've had it, I've lost it. I've had it, I've lost it. And guess what I realized from that experience? I realized, and we're going to talk about it today, these great men taught us very well. I realized I am of no use to humanity, to my family or my children, if I'm broke. And you, my friend, you are of no use to your mission, your purpose, your family, humanity, if you're broke. And that's a fact. That's a fact. So that's why I'm doing this masterclass today. Some of you are going to come with me on a journey because I'm going all in. Who wants to go all in for like 3 months with me? I'm going all in for 3 months, and whoever's going to come with me will come with me. Okay? I'm going to share things I've never shared before. I'm going to teach you things that took me 19 years to figure out. I'm going to give you a formula It's going to take work. It's going to take discipline. It's going to take consistency. It's going to require belief. It's going to require faith. But if you're willing and you're ready for a transformation in your life, you will come on that journey with me. Okay? Let's now go back in time of where did all this information come from? Many of you know Napoleon Hill. With a show of hands, how many of you, let's take me off the big screen. How many of you know Napoleon Hill's work? With the show of I got muted. Somebody muted me. Okay. How many of you have had an improvement in your life? Put in number 1 in the chat from studying his material. Yes, I love it. I love it. Look at that. Look at this. Yes, I'm with my people. I'm with my people. I'm with my people. I love it. Look at this. Wow. Okay. Okay. This is fabulous. Okay. Beautiful. I'm in the right room and so are you. All right. So let's do this. We're going to do a little experiment and then we're going to go into the history. So I want you all just to close your eyes and you're going to take a couple of deep breaths in and out. Okay. You're just going to settle into this moment, being here, right now. Okay. Take another big deep breath in and out. Settling into being present. And one more breath in and out. All right. So now you're settling into being present. You hear my voice. Okay. Keep your eyes closed. And now I want you to not think. Okay. I want you to not think. All right. Open your eyes. Put it in the chat. How many of you had thoughts? I told you not to think. Put a 1 in the chat if you had thoughts going across the screen of your mind. Yes. And put in for fun. What did you think? Put in for fun. What was the first thing you thought? Put it in there for fun. Go ahead. Steen had no thoughts. That's good. She probably has been practicing silent meditation. Somebody was focused on their breath. Somebody was focused on me. Breathe in. 6 different priorities, Philip said. I saw a lot of money. Okay, I love it. Mary was thinking about the construction of her house. Focus on, and Laura was focusing on my voice. Kay thought of her mom. Look at this. Jerome thought of his life purpose. Somebody thought of an Oreo cookie. Is that right? Somebody thought of breath work, growing their business. Okay, that was literally a few seconds. We humans are thinking creatures, as you know. But sometimes, not sometimes, a lot of the time, we are not aware of what is actually the train of thoughts that are moving through your mind. We're not aware of what's going through our mind. We're not aware. And the power of thought is real. I never learned this in school, and I'm sure you didn't either. And we're going to be working on changing that so that children can learn this as well. It's the most important topic of a human's life, is to learn how powerful our thoughts are. and how the universe works and how the law works. Would you agree? Yes. Okay. So I want to take you back on a journey. When I started figuring all this out, my journey from Northern Ireland to finding a movie called The Secret. Put it in the chat if you know what The Secret is. You probably have heard of it. I found The Secret, which led me to a man called Bob Proctor, which then led me to Napoleon Hill. And I started following all of this information, and my life started getting better and better and better. And then I ended up working for Bob Proctor. I was mentored by Bob Proctor, and then I became one of his top coaches. And then I joined his internal team. And so this whole journey has brought me now to leading the Napoleon Hill Institute. And I became obsessed. I became obsessed with this material and how the principles work, how our mind works, how do we create wealth, what is the meaning of life, what is my purpose? I became obsessed. And then I became obsessed with teaching it, studying it, and helping you and others figure this out. Now, let's remember that you are of no use to the world if you are broke. Can you put in the chat if you agree with that with the number 1? And you could put in number 2 if you disagree. I'm not here to force opinions on you. I'm here to share ideas and a philosophy with you that you can choose to take what I say, some of it, all of it, none of it. That's your life. This is your life. You have one shot, 1 and 2. Okay, good. I'm glad some of you are being straight up and honest, and some of you are still dealing with paradigms around money. You're the people I want to help especially. Okay? Because I was that person. I thought money was evil. I thought money was evil. And I thought the going after money was wrong. That's how I was raised. That was the program that I had operating at the subconscious level. But today, friends, I'm here to share a philosophy of success and wealth with you. And it goes back to my obsession. It goes back to my obsession with where did this information come from? Where did Bob Proctor learn? Napoleon Hill, and so on. And what I found was that there was a history of great men, yes, men, but now we women are stepping up, right? But there was a history of great men that taught and shared beautiful books on this topic. There's a 100-year legacy of wealth going back. And what I traced the information back to, these are my favorites. Okay, there's many other teachers and philosophers that have written great books, but these are my 4 favorites. Okay, and that's what I want to share with you today. These 4 men: Emerson, 1884, Thomas Troward, 1904, and Wattles, 1910, and Napoleon Hill, 1937. The exact formula for wealth has been hiding in plain sight for over 180 years. And these great men, they did not contradict each other, friends. They actually built upon each other's message. They built upon each other's message through their work. How many of you know Ralph Waldo Emerson? Just put it in the chat with a 1. Okay. I love Emerson. I love the law of compensation. I love his work. This is the old stuff. This is the stuff that Bob Proctor studied, my mentor, and many others. Okay. So Ralph Waldo Emerson, he was an American philosopher, essayist, and poet. His philosophy on self-reliance and universal law influenced every master teacher who followed him, including me. I don't consider myself a master teacher, but that's one of my goals. Okay. And I will achieve it before I die. Yes. Okay. And he also wrote a beautiful piece called Compensation in 1841. How many of you know about this? Okay. I'm going to share with you things that many people don't know about, because I'm on this mission. If I can help you become wealthy, then I'm achieving my goal. Because I know if you're on this call, you have a heart for humanity. It's not by accident, chance, or luck. Heart for humanity. And that's why you're here. How many of you have a heart for humanity and you want to make this world a better place, make you a better person to make this world a better place? I don't know about you, but I'm sick and tired of certain leaders that know the formula of wealth and they're using it for the wrong reasons. That's what triggered this masterclass. I said, if I can help you figure out how to get wealthy and build what's called a wealth consciousness, then you will go out into the world. You'll do great work. He talks about what Ralph Waldo Emerson talks about compensation, and it's incredible. We're gonna touch upon it today, some of the formula. So he says, this is one of my favorite quotes. You got to feel this one. Take this one internalize this one. What you are thunders so loudly that I cannot hear what you say. Do you get it? I can't hear what you're saying because I'm focused on what you are, who you are in the world through your what? Through your what? Not your words, because I can't hear what you say. Through your actions. What you are thunders so loud, I cannot hear what you say. We don't judge on what people say. We judge on who they are and what they do. Correct? This is so beautiful. But now I want to talk about why we should get rich. Now, growing up in Ireland, I hate to admit it. I'm embarrassed to admit it, but a lot of my neighbors, my community, they think it's a virtue to be in poverty. They still believe that. When I go back and visit my friends or where I used to live, they think it's still wrong to be rich. They think it's a virtue to be in poverty. And it simply is an imbalance that's waiting to be corrected, friends. It's not a virtue. I have tested this. You don't need to make all the mistakes that I'm making. I have tested this. We are of no use to the planet if we're in poverty. So the universe is governed by perfect mathematical justice. You were created to express life fully. Now, just focus on what those words say. You were created to express life fully. How can you enjoy your life and express life fully if you can't make the bills? If you can't pay the rent or the mortgage or whatever it is, the bills? How can you express fully if all your thought, energy, and power is actually on what you don't have? Put it into one if you're tracking with me, if you're getting this already, if you're understanding. Yes. Okay, so I want to smash the lie and dismantle the lie. And my amazing partner is joining us, Marisa Peer, a surprise visit for all of you. Marisa Peer is joining us today. She's going to come on here as well and talk about what we're up to, our mission. Our mission is to help you to build a wealth consciousness. But before you do that, you need to understand why poverty doesn't make sense, why being broke doesn't make sense, why struggling financially makes zero sense. So to remain poor when you have the capacity for more is to work against the law. Wealth is not a reward for the lucky. It is a natural consequence of alignment with universal law. The universe compensates every person in exact proportion to what they contribute, and who they become. There you go. There's part of the formula right there of why you should decide to get very wealthy. It's a decision. It's a decision. So the Emerson talks about the law of compensation. Number one, you sow the cause, you reap the effect. So what are you putting out into the world? What are you giving? What gifts and talents are you serving? Who are you impacting? Who are you? How are you giving away your gifts and talents? Number two, give more than you receive. What does that mean? It doesn't mean give more money than you receive. It give more value than what you receive in money. Always go the extra mile. And Napoleon Hill teaches us this over and over. Go the extra mile in everything you do. Number three, become more. Your compensation is tied to who you are becoming, not just what you are doing. Who are you becoming in your society? Who are you becoming with your family? Who are you becoming as a leader in your organization, in your business? Who are you becoming? Are you sitting back in a role? Some of us sit back and wait, or we play victim, which we'll talk about all of that. You can get out of it. Who are you becoming? This is a journey of getting to know thyself and growing in awareness of who you're becoming. Number four, nothing is for nothing. I've coached thousands of people. They're like, the money's not here yet. Well, what did you give? Oh, I'm making a plan. Oh, you expect you expect the money, but you didn't give anything in return. Oh, but I have a plan and I'm amazing. Okay, that's lovely. What did you give? Oh, I want $10 million. Oh, really? Did you give 10 million in service and beyond? Did you give 10 million in products and beyond?
Talking about giving, Cleona, Marisa is here.
Is Marissa here?
Marisa is here.
Oh,
So
I'm
let's get
so
her on.
excited. Where is she? Let's see. Marisa Peer is here, everyone. She is my business partner. She is an expert on the mind. And here she is. Marissa, welcome. Let's get you unmuted. We're going to get you unmuted now. Go ahead, Christina, and help her get unmuted.
There we are. I think it's all unmuted.
There we go.
How is everybody? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now. Yes.
Ah, can you hear me now?
Yes. Yes.
Good, and I can hear you too. So let's talk a little bit about money. You know, your relationship with money is formed before you were actually 7 years old, which is extraordinary. I'm sorry, it's so hot here. My hair is sticking to me. It's very muggy. So before you're 7, you have a relationship with money that you didn't choose. When your parents say like, oh, people like us don't have money, we can't find the money, I don't know where the money's coming from, I can't find the money to pay the bills, which is a kind of weird thing because no one says, hey, my gas bill's appeared. I just go for a walk now and I'll find the money, then I'll come home and pay it. We never find money. We find a gift and we monetize it. Interesting, if your parents said, look at that rich bitch, look at that fat cat, these people on the hill are disgustingly rich, they're obscenely wealthy, or they're filthy rich. What they're telling a small young child is that money is a really bad thing, and the people who have it are equally bad. And we always hear this thing quoted from the Bible, the pursuit of money is the root of all evil. And the Bible doesn't say that. What it actually says, the pursuit of money at the expense of everything else is the root of all evil. It also says the meek will inherit the earth. But meek is an Arab word for a spiritual person. So it didn't mean passive and meeks. But let's go back. I want you to think of some of the things you heard about money and just put it in the chat bar. Did your parents say, I'm not made of money, I can't afford it? People like us, what do you think? I'm not a bank, we can't afford that. For you to have that, someone has to have something else. For you to go on that trip, your sister can't have shoes, blah, blah, blah. I want you to just put in the chat bar some of the things that you heard about money growing up, because I'm going to show you how to get rid of these beliefs. So My father used to always say to me, a fool and his money are easily parted. He also used to say, if I came home and I bought something, oh, they must have seen you coming. So if I bought something, like a pair of shoes, how much were they? Because they must have seen you coming, because he didn't understand the joy I got from buying a $50 pair of shoes. I mean, if he saw my Chanel handbag, he would never have got that at all. It's like, well, you could have bought 20 handbags for the cost of that, because he was very much in what you could make in an hour and you couldn't spend. So let's have a look at some of these money beliefs. What have we got? Any coming in yet? Money doesn't grow on trees. Very common. We hear that all the time. Money doesn't grow on trees. Money is always scarce. The more money you have, it slips through your fingers. Mexicans are just poor. Well, they're not all poor, but I know I was in Mexico last summer, in Mexico City, and I was amazed at the wealth. John, can you stop making so much noise? Sorry, my husband is very noisy. What else? And this big thing about, if I have more, someone else has less. People don't like you when you have money. And here's something, it's lonely at the top. Do you know anyone at the top who's lonely? Because I went to Richard Branson's island a few years ago. I've never met a less lonely person. He was surrounded by friends. He had his whole family there. So all of these beliefs, especially for women, well, men don't like rich women. When you have money, you attract people who are going to take advantage of you, and so on and so on. So what I want you to do is I want you to change the word money for energy. Wherever you've written there, money is stress, which is so interesting, because I think not having money is much more stressful than having money. Money doesn't grow on trees. I want you to put energy doesn't grow on trees. Energy is stress. You have to work hard for energy. What else? Authors don't make money. Tell that to J.K. Rowling. So change your word money for energy. And then I want you to say it. Oh, people like us don't have energy. I run out of energy before I run out of wheat. Good people shouldn't have energy. People with energy have sold their soul to the devil. Because then you'll begin to realize that money is a form of energy. So after you've changed your word, whatever it was, we can't find the money. I don't know where the money's, we can't find the energy. I don't know where the energy's coming from. I'm robbing Peter to pay Paul. I want you to now make a list of all the people who would benefit if you had money, not you. Would you put your sister's children through school? Would you pay your parents' mortgage? Would you buy someone a car? Would you employ lots of people? What would you suddenly do if you had so much money you didn't have to work again? And I want you to make a list of who would benefit. Make that list really long as you can. Maybe you'd form a charity. Maybe you'd open a school in Africa. Maybe you'd have a charity close to home and you'd help people. So make that list, make it as long as you can, and you can come back to it later. And when you've made it quite long, we'll take a few minutes here. We've got plenty of time. I want you to make another list on the other side of all the bad things about money. What is so bad about money? Well, here's the fact: you never know who your friends are. People will be jealous of you. They won't like you anymore. And I can't really think of any. I've only got 3 things. I want you to have a list of at least 20 things that are good and 3 things that are bad. And if you have more, just keep making the other list longer. Because if you can make the first list so long and the second list short, and then keep looking at them, naturally you're going to go to the longer list. What good could you do with money? Is there someone, Tony Robbins always talks about going to this house, because he does the basket braid, finding this mom with 4 kids, and they had no food, and he went in with his staff, and they were just so thrilled to see him. And while you're making that, I'm going to tell you a quick story. I don't know if you know who Daniel Priestley is, but he's a very dear friend of mine. I just got a new podcast called Your Mind, Your Rules. Please sign up. It's going to be amazing. And he came on it last month to talk about the rules of being an entrepreneur. And he was born in Australia, and he was very poor. And he said, I didn't have money. Money wasn't familiar. And here's the thing, the brain wants to go back to what is familiar, which is why nearly 80% of lottery winners are utterly bankrupt. Because if you get your pay packet on a Friday and it's gone by the next Thursday night, When you win the lottery, you just do the same thing. You just spend and spend. If you've never invested, then that just is so unfamiliar to you. So he'd never had money, and he got a job earning only commission, and he was earning no money. And his manager said, Daniel, you need to borrow £2,000 from somewhere, which was a lot of money for him. Borrow it, and then you got to carry it in your pocket all day. Do not leave it in the house. It's got to be on your person, and come back and tell me what happened. So Daniel said, I had to borrow $2,000 from other people. It had to be returned. I had it in my pocket. And my first thought was, oh my God, if I lose this. My second was, someone's going to steal it. My third was, people are going to think I'm really flashing, expect me to pay for everything. I've got $2,000 in my pocket. The fourth one was, women are going to think I'm such a show off because I'm going to go out with $2,000 in my pocket, which they don't know isn't mine, and they're going to expect me to pay for everything. And the fifth one was, this is going to burn a hole in my pocket. If I walk past a shop and I'm going to go, I can buy that. I have the money. So we had 5 immediate thoughts. I'm going to lose it. It's going to be stolen. People are going to expect you to pay for everything. Women are going to think I'm flash. I might spend it. He didn't have one good thought, which was so, not one thought was good. Like, wow, I feel really wealthy. I've got $2,000 in my pocket. I mean, it's not mine, but it's in my pocket. It's a big bulge. I feel excited. I feel opulent. Every thought was negative, but he had to keep doing it. At the end of the month, he'd spent it, and then managed to get another $2,000 and do it again. You've got to have $2,000 in your pocket until it feels like small change, until it feels like nothing. So he had to borrow another $2,000, and this time he didn't spend it. And now he's a multimillionaire, and having $2,000 in his pocket is nothing. And I love that story because the story was, make having cash on you familiar, but first look at all the negative thoughts that come up. It's like, I can imagine something like my mum said, put that money away. Don't be flash. Don't let people know you got money. One of my friends taught her child, don't let anyone know we have a safe. If you tell your friends at school we have a safe, one of their dads will come and burgle our house. So this kid was terrified. I was working with somebody very famous not long ago whose child was having anxiety attacks because a kid came for tea at their house and they had security outside. And when they went home, they went, Mummy, why does John's mum have to? They go, oh, someone wants to kidnap her. They've got so much money. She has to have those in case she gets kidnapped. Now this poor kid is terrified his mum is going to be kidnapped. So we can see how easy it is to get this negative expectation. Money is bad. People don't like you. They're going to take it off you. You never know who your friends are. But you see, when you question a belief, you don't even believe it. So let's have a look at some of these beliefs, and now let's question them. Someone said being an author is there's no money in all. I'm trying to think of the guy who wrote all the racing movies. Dick Francis wrote all these, but a lot of authors are very, very wealthy indeed. And now, of course, you can self-publish, make a lot of money from writing. You can make money from anything. Who would have thought you could get a little furry thing and hang it on your handbag and make $1 billion? Somebody invented Labubu, and they made $1 billion by making a little furry thing to hang on an Hermes bag. Who would have thought that a drink called Prime could make somebody? It was just flavored colored water. So the days where, well, you have to have gone to Harvard, you need a degree, you need to come from money, are gone. There are people coming up with ideas, shaping eyebrows. I just interviewed Mona Catton yesterday for my podcast, and she made all her money from eyelashes, stick-on eyelashes. She's one of the wealthiest women in the Middle East. And so we have to look at these beliefs, and when you question a belief, you don't believe it anymore. So let's have a quick look at these beliefs. Money doesn't grow on trees. There's never enough. There is more than enough. It's not fair. There's a lot of money, not distributed very well, but there is more than enough. Money is a struggle. Well, it doesn't, if it doesn't have to be. Mexicans are just poor. I want you to think of some super wealthy Mexicans. Money is hard to be earned. Well, the thing is, you don't earn money for working hard. You earn money for adding value. So you have to start thinking, I am a person of value. Of course, you could work in McDonald's and do an 80-hour week, but you're not going to earn any money because you're not bringing value. But if you had something to offer the world, a fantastic design, an amazing recipe, a beautiful resort, if you had something unusual to offer and you have value, then that's how you get money. You don't get it returning sweat equity. You get it by thinking, what have I got to offer the world that's valuable? Madonna had a voice. Ed Sheeran had a voice. Some people write beautiful books or poetry. But you need to sit down and go, I am a person of value. You need to really wire into your head that mindset of I offer value. You know, if I was going to go and have, my friend Caroline Stanbury had a facelift. I think she paid $100,000 for it. It was so good. I mean, it's worth every penny. She wouldn't have gone to a bargain basement, someone to give her a facelift. She went to the most expensive person because that's what she wanted. So you have to decide, I'm a person of value, and what value can I offer? And here's something else to consider. Everything you buy without exception is because of how it makes you feel. And if you can create a product or a service that makes people feel good, then they'll pay for it. That's why people will pay $500 to go and see Taylor Swift. That's a lot of money, but she is a person of value. People don't even think it's expensive. She has all these fans to go. I'd pay $500 to see her in concert. So when you see yourself as a person of value and decide that what you have to offer makes people feel good, because everything we buy and pay for, even our gas bills, I feel good I've got that bill covered. I feel good I paid for that. I feel good I can take my friends, but I feel good I can buy my kids something nice. And so the trick is, what could you give people? Do you have a service? Are you a coach, a therapist, a healer? Are you a massage therapist? Are you a designer? Do you have a product that can make people feel good? Because if you have, and then you can tell an emotive story about it, you'll always do well. You will always, always, always do well. But you have to give up these limiting beliefs. These limiting beliefs live in your head. And I promise you, there's no floor, there's no ceiling, there is nothing. These little labubus don't have a ceiling. Years ago, we had these cabbage bags, people fighting in the street to buy these for their kids. So when you create something that people want, that they think has value, there is no floor. There is no upper limit. And you have to decide, well, yeah, there's no limit. So I'm so excited to be part of Napoleon Hill because I want to help you understand the glass ceiling is in here and you can smash that thing. You know, rather like Cleona, I come from a tiny little village in Cambridge with thatched cottages. And in October last year, I was on stage with Anna Wintour and Candace Bush. And I thought, wow, I'm just a girl from a village. And here I'm on stage with Anna Wintour, holding my own with Anna Wintour, interviewing Mona Catton and Vishen Lakhiani and Daniel Priestley and all these amazing people on my podcast, because there is no limit. The limit is inside of you, and you have to smash that limit. You know, I know Naomi Campbell. I like her very much. And somebody said to her years ago, Naomi, you know, you'll never get on the cover of Vogue. That door is shut. Black. She went, shut? Well, then I'll just kick it open. And she would too, because it isn't just about her. She said, every Black woman coming after me will go on the cover of Vogue because I'll be the first one. If you shut that door, I will kick it in. You know, somebody told Elizabeth Taylor, Elizabeth, you'll be an actress, but not a movie star. She went, really? Why don't you watch me? And she was so annoyed that she asked for £1 million starring Cleopatra, which is unheard of, and she got it. She became the richest actress in the world. She got more than Richard Taylor for Cleopatra, because she decided, you will not tell me who I am. I will tell you. And in there is a lesson. Don't let people tell you that's too expensive. You shouldn't ask for that. You can't have that. Never let someone tell you what you're worth. You must tell them. You must tell them that you are a person of value, you have immense value to offer, and that people come to you and say, you're worth it. You know, I was giving a talk for Mona Catton's company, Kayali Beauty, at Christmas time. And I was telling them my favorite, the most successful ad of all time is L'Oreal's You're Worth It. And in the audience was the head of L'Oreal. And she came up to me and said, you know, I'm the head of L'Oreal. And you know that L'Oreal in the 70s tried to ban that. They said, we can't have women thinking they're enough. Let's kill that slogan because women might think they're enough. And God forbid, because of course, these makeup companies were owned by men and they actually tried to shut it down. We can't have women saying, I'm worth it. I'm worth it. And she fought for that slogan. And she fought for it. It took her 10 years to get it actually used again. And now, of course, women everywhere go, I'm worth it. Because, of course, it's for you to tell people you're worth it. I deserve it. I'm worth it. So I hope, Cleo and I had the most amazing time in Mexico, John and I and Cleona, and we're going to Norway with the Napoleon Hill. And we're going to teach you all about money and value and wealth. But you must have a wealth mindset. I love this expression. Some people are so poor, all they have is money. Because it's the two things you need to have in life: wealth and purpose and wealth. And actually, wealth on its own is not quite enough. There are billionaires who are miserable. There are billionaires who kill themselves. I mean, look at John Paul Getty. And there are people who have purpose. But when you have wealth and purpose, your life can be amazing. So you need purpose, doing something you love. You need value. And you need to think, hey, you know, what could I offer the world? This is value. And then when you have a lot of money, share it, because that's the whole point: having it and sharing it, having it and doing good things with it. When you have it and you can do something so good with it, you'll never feel bad about it. You'll think, gosh, I'm so glad I had that wealth. You know, John and I here in Dubai, we did this thing last month called Dubai Cares. We offered everyone in Dubai a $50 voucher to take some audios on sleeping and being calm when these missiles are going overhead. But we couldn't give all that away if we didn't have money. We couldn't put up the links and give that away. But when you have money, you can share it. And that's what feels so nice. And if you look at, again, Richard Branson, even the Ed Sheeran, and indeed the Osbournes, they brought everybody with them. A lot of people with wealth bring their whole families with them. They employ them. They call Ed Sheeran's village Sheeranville now because he's bought every house. Everyone working there lives with him. When I'm at Mona Kata, and it's a family business. So when you have wealth, it isn't lonely. You can bring people with you. You can do great things, and you can leave a legacy behind. Don't die with your music playing inside you. Leave a legacy. Be wealthy, but be wealthy in spirit, be wealthy in purpose. And on your way to wealth, this is one final thing. Don't talk about not having money. You know, I was a single parent. My daughter, Mummy, we're rich. I go, darling, we're so rich. We are rich, we are wealthy, and we're abundant. Because I always felt I was. I never talked about money. I go, we're so rich. We've got so much. We're wealthy, wealthy, wealthy. We're abundant. And now we are. But I never talked about money. I talked about wealth, riches, abundance. I want you to say every day, I'm wealthy, I'm rich, I'm abundant. Say it, state it, embody it, affirm it, feel it, and it will all come true. Thank you so much. And hopefully I'll see you all in Norway.
Thank you, Marisa. Thank you so much. Yes, Marisa and I will be doing a 16-week program, which I'll tell you all about at the end of this class. Okay. We'd love to take all of you with us. We're doing a woman's program, but there's also one for men and women. So we're going to invite you, whoever wants to create a wealth consciousness with us.
Here's my new book, by the way. My brand new book, which got a whole chapter in it about wealth and abundance and success. So by this, it will help you be extraordinarily wealthy too. And never be ashamed of that.
Thank you so much, Marisa. Put the link in the chat for the book. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
You want me to put the link in, or someone else is putting it in?
Christina is going to do it right now. She's putting the Amazon link.
I know you can't actually buy the book in America until August, but you could buy the audio book, which is just as good. So get the audio book now, and you get the real book later. And I'll give you a signed copy, darling, when I see you.
I can't wait. Yay.
Lots of love. Bye-bye.
Love you. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you so much for surprising us.
Anything for you, darling. Love you. Bye.
I love you too. I love you too.
Bye.
Wow. How blessed are we? How blessed are we? That was a beautiful surprise. We didn't plan for her to come in today. She's, obviously flying all over the world, and her new book is out. Make sure you get the link in the chat. And, the most important thing, what I love about Marisa is she is the best on the planet, in my opinion, of she knows how to dismantle beliefs. She's the queen of dismantling limiting beliefs, unhelpful beliefs in the world. She created a technique called RTT, which I'm trained in as well. And using hypnosis, it's the fastest way to change beliefs, especially around money. Fastest, most powerful way. And what we're doing for 90 days, we're taking a group of you with us to do a 90-day, I'm calling it a 90-day sprint, to rewire your subconscious mind for wealth, to create a wealth consciousness. Because let's be honest, I can get up here today and teach about the history, teach about the mind, but that'll just be information. You might get some information, you might act upon it, but chances are you probably won't act upon it because there's subconscious programming operating in your life, and we know how to change it. We know how to change it permanently. Marisa helped me with 2 beliefs that I couldn't smash. I studied Think and Grow Rich over and over. I studied all this material over and over and over, but I still had 2 beliefs I couldn't smash until I met that woman. And she did a hypnosis recording that I listened to every night, and the belief changed. It took about 3 weeks. Something that had blocked me for years changed in 3 weeks. And that's what I want to help all of you with. I don't want you to leave here with more information. I want you to leave here with a plan for permanent transformation and to create a wealth consciousness. Why? Because then you will live on purpose. Then you will be of more service to humanity. Who wants to do that? Anybody? Yes? Who wants to be of more service to? I mean, yes, I love having nice things. I love 5-star hotels. I'm all into that. And I will always have that. Why? Because I created a wealth consciousness. My heart's like, I wish I knew this stuff when I was younger to show my grandmother. Oh my God, I'm getting emotional saying that. Wow. I wish my grandmother was still alive, Peggy, to say, come on, let's go get on the plane. Let's go to the 5-star hotel. You worked your whole life cleaning toilets. I mean, if I knew this back then, I could have gave her a greater life that she deserved. I mean, it is what it is. So we're alive now in this moment. We're alive. If we learn how to accumulate riches and do good for others, we will live life to its fullest expression. This is why you should be rich. This is why you should focus on creating a wealth consciousness to give back to humanity. All right. So we'll go back to where we left off with this class goes for 90 minutes. There will be a replay, but I want you to stay on till the end because I'm going to invite you to go on the journey with me and Marisa Peer for 90 days. Okay. So going back to the law of compensation, nothing is for nothing. You heard Marisa share over and over. You have to give in return, give value. The law is always working. Do the thing and you will have the power. Do the thing and you'll have the power. Wattles, he wrote an incredible book called The Science of Getting Rich. It's so beautiful. I have spoken to very, very intelligent, successful people who've lost their way. Very, very, even some of the most wealthiest financially people that they've lost their way because they're not living on purpose. They're not living on purpose. They're not giving and feeling fulfilled in their life. And Wallace, if you haven't read this book, I highly recommend it as well. He talks about the science of getting rich. Now, the foundation, let's read a little bit about the author. He was an author in the New Thought movement. He spent his life in poverty. And then he wrote the book in 1910. And the foundation directly cited Emerson and Hegel as his philosophical foundation. So they were all learning from each other. And so why is it your right to be rich? Why is it your right to be rich? It's the foundation of life. And it's not possible to live a really complete or successful life unless you are rich. We've talked about this. It is your right to be rich. I'm going to be really honest with you. I've played around with this. I'm sometimes I say I'm a little bit of a weirdo. I love to test things, break things, fix them, and figure it out. That's just the way my brain works. And I've been studying this for 17 to 19 years, and I've tested it. I've played with it. Then I ignored it. And I said, you know what? I'm going to go back to my old way of thinking. And what happened? What happened? I was hanging out with people who didn't have a wealth consciousness, and I wasn't bringing money in. And what happened? I was suffering. It certainly wasn't helpful to anyone. I wasn't able to coach people. I wasn't able to serve. So I've tested this. You don't need to test this. Decide today that you're going to become rich financially. That's it, period. Point blank. That's it. Decide today that it's your birthright and you're going to do it. You are going to create a wealth consciousness. You are going to live on purpose. You are going to help your family. You are going to help your community. You're going to help the people you love when you have money. You can be of highest service. You can render to God and humanity no greater service than to make the most of yourself. How? You need money, honey. You need money, honey. I tried the broke way. I went in and out of it. It's painful. I am not helpful to anyone when I'm broke. That's a fact. So I'm going to give you the formula and the pathway to creating. I know how to do it. I've done it many times. Marisa Peer is the queen of dismantling beliefs. I'm going to help you get there. We're going to go all in. And also, Wattles talks about that it's an expression of love. Did you hear what Marisa Peer said when she said, make that list? When you love someone, what do? You go out and you buy them things, don't you? You buy them flowers. You take them to a nice dinner. You'll go on a vacation. Costs money. It's an expression of love. And yes, of course, you can express love without money, but money is a big part of showing how you love someone. You know, if a man buys me flowers and takes me on a lovely vacation, I feel loved. Right, ladies? Tell the truth. Tell the truth. Don't you feel loved? If a man, tell the truth, put it in the chat. Men, are you taking notes? Put it in the chat. If a man or a woman, whatever your preference is, buys you flowers or takes you on a nice dinner or a romantic getaway, do you feel loved? Yes. So it's an expression of love. Yes, absolutely. And it costs money. It costs money. Now, if a man or a woman buys you a little or pulls a weed from the grass and gives it to you, do you feel loved? No. Right? Or how about, I'm going to take you on a date. I'll meet you at McDonald's. Do you feel loved? No. So money is an expression of love as well. So this is the truth. This is what they wrote about. It's an expression of love. So the power of thinking in a certain way, these are the steps. These are the steps now. Some of the steps that we're going to share. I'm just going to move this out of the way here. Number one, this is the first half of Wattles' formula. You can take a picture. You're going to get a copy of all this and a replay. Number one, you have to have a clear vision. You have to have a clear mental image of what you want. Not vague. It has to be specific, vivid, and detailed. Number two, think truth. To think riches when surrounded by poverty requires power, friends. This is where the magic happens. Even if you don't have the money you want in the bank, you have to think and feel rich, as if you have millions and millions or billions or whatever you want, in the bank. You cannot afford to allow poverty thoughts to enter your consciousness. Do you get it? You can't even dance with it. You can't even play around with poverty consciousness. You can't entertain it for a millisecond. And if you choose today and you say, I'm going all in for 90 days and I am going to manifest and attract great wealth, or the way to acquire great wealth, you will. So that's number 2. Think truth. What is truth? Decide you're rich today, even if it's not in the bank. Number 3, gratitude. So 1, think yourself rich already. Sorry, number 1, clear vision. Number 2, think yourself rich already. 3, gratitude. The grateful mind is constantly fixed upon the best. Therefore, it tends to become the best. So 1, clear vision. 2, think truth. I'm already rich. 3, I am grateful. I am grateful even for the riches that are on their way to me. I am grateful for the idea that's going to bring me great wealth. I'm grateful that I was chosen to carry out this purpose. I am grateful I have a roof over my head. You live on a frequency of gratitude. I'm telling you, even if you can't see any signs of evidence, everything will change. You become a master thinker. You become a master thinker who is going to accumulate and acquire and attract wealth. Number 4, the use of your will. This is so important. This is where discipline comes in. And many of you need to work on your discipline. I know it. Not just your physical discipline, but your thinking discipline is the first and foremost, most important type of discipline. Disciplining yourself. Use your will upon yourself, not others. Direct your own mind. Never try to compel or coerce. This is your willpower. When you learn how to discipline your thoughts and strengthen your will on that, your gratitude and what you're grateful for, everything changes. Number 5, the creative mind. Move from competitive mind to the creative mind. This is so important. I see too many people, even women, out there trying to fight over money or opportunities from each other. Yuck, disgusting. That is the competitive mind. It's okay to have a healthy competition with yourself to be better than you were yesterday. But if you're out there fighting and competing for wealth that's from someone else in your circle, you have cut off your connection with infinite intelligence and what I say, God. You've cut off your source of supply and inspiration because you're in the creative, competitive mind. Stop doing that if you're doing it. There is an overflow of opportunity and abundance for everyone. There's more than enough for you and for everyone in the universe. Okay. Now, Wattles in the book talks about acting in a certain way. And what I realized when he was talking about acting in a certain way, remember he wrote this in the 1800s. I'm like, oh my God, everything he said, guess what? The certain way, guess what it is? It's the principles. It's the principles. It's the 17 principles and it's the 13 principles from Think and Grow Rich. So number 6 is act now. You don't procrastinate. You don't wait till later. You don't have time, friends. I don't have time. I don't know how long I'm here. I need to move now. You must act now. You must act as well as you think. Your action must supply the propelling force which moves things. Get moving. Number 7, act in your present business. Act within your current resources. Do not wait for perfect conditions to arrive. Too many people are procrastinating because they're waiting for an opportunity. They're waiting to solve this big problem. You act with what you have today. Start there. Number 8, do everything efficiently. Every act is in itself either a success or a failure. Put the power of success into every action. How do we get more efficient? I am studying AI. It's changing my life. It's making me much more efficient. And so everything I do, every task, every project, I'm thinking, how can I do it better? How can I be more efficient? I'm obsessed with being more efficient now. And this is how you must start to think. Become obsessed. Here's this, friends. How many of you want to be excellent? None of you? What's going on? How many of you want to be excellent? Yes, I do too. This journey of what we're studying, guess what happens to you? You become excellent in all that you do most of the time. Let me preface that, because we're always refining ourselves, right? I want to be excellent. If you decide to be excellent and you go on this journey and you decide to be rich, your whole life will change. And the people around you that you love, you take them with you. Why? Because you decided to be excellent in all that you do. There's a term we talk about here at our team at Napoleon Hill Institute. Have reverence for your work. Have reverence for your work. Don't just show up to your work or your day and with this attitude like, oh, I hope everything's going to work out. Show up with reverence. It's a holy, here's what is reverence? A holy respect. It's a holy respect. When you approach your work, your tasks, your projects, even if you're in a job you don't like right now, even if you're doing things you don't love, if you approach your current circumstances with a holy reverence and respect and gratitude, you will emit a frequency and a feeling and a power that is so magnetic that you will attract to you opportunities, people, circumstances, and money. Even if you're like my grandmother and you're cleaning the toilets. My grandmother had reverence. She had reverence. She showed up. She went to clean the toilets. She put her lipstick on. She dressed so well. And she walked as a lady. She came from great wealth, my grandmother. But she lost everything. She lost everything, her family. But she had reverence for her work. She held herself as a lady. She was graceful and she had reverence. This, my friend, is what you must do. Have reverence for your work. You will emit a frequency unlike any other. You will become a magnet to opportunity, riches, and possibility. That's a fact. And what happens? So number 8, do everything efficiently. Number 9, give more use value. What did Marisa just teach you? Number 10, you give everyone the impression of increase that you meet. It didn't say someone. It didn't say some people. Everyone. Give them the impression of increase. Make them feel better off that they met you today. Everyone, the impression of increase. Especially the people that live in your house, in your home. Because we humans have a bad habit of treating others outside the house better than the people we treat in the house. Would you agree? Bad habits. Leave everyone with the impression of increase. Now you have to commit to this. Number 11, never speak poverty. Not to your friends, not to anyone. Don't speak about it. You will never know if I was broke. You will never know. Ever. Because I won't show it. I won't talk about it. And that's what Napoleon Hill taught us. When I have great riches, and even when I didn't, You would never know the difference. This is who you must show up as. You're attracting to you. So here is a complete formula. Form a clear mental picture in your mind of what you want. Clear mental picture in your mind, what you want. You're going to hold it with fixed purpose to get it. What does that mean? I'm doing this no matter what. Can you burn that into your mind with me right now? Burn that into your mind with me right now. I'm doing this no matter what. That's holding it with fixed purpose to get it. That's how I do it. Every day I tell myself, I'm doing this no matter what. I'm doing this no matter what. I'm doing this no matter what. That's my attitude that I've programmed. Number 3, hold it with unwavering faith that you have it already. I'm telling you now, you must move into gratitude and faith, even if you can't see the results. Now, you can have a lazy attitude, as I call it, and say, oh, this is BS. Oh, yeah, I've already tested it inside out. Maybe your attitude is what is BS. Maybe, and yeah, I'll lay it down the truth. I'll lay down the truth because I'm not here for entertainment. Maybe your attitude is what's BS. Poor me, it's their fault. Oh, it's the economy. Oh, it's this, it's my family, my mother, my uncle. This is remember we started with the thoughts that are going through our mind? Your attitude is manifesting everything in your life. Poor me. No. Hold it with unwavering faith that you have your goal, you have riches, whatever the number is you want to earn per year, write it down, or per month, and you hold it with unwavering faith. Connect to the formless substance with profound gratitude. What is that? Infinite intelligence. Napoleon Hill called it God, whatever you believe in. There's an intelligence in the universe operated by law. When you hold gratitude for the thing that you want, the universe starts to work in your favor. And people start to call you, you start to get an email, or you'll download an idea into your mind, and then you take action. So you must act now in your present environment with efficiency. You do not have to wait. You do not have to wait until you have the thing or have the money. And then that was Wattles' framework. And then fast forward, Napoleon Hill in 1937 wrote, he wrote it before 1937. He interviewed over 500 of the most successful men at the time, and he wrote Think and Grow Rich and published it. It was published, the original copy, in 1937. He's telling the same story as the other great men. He's telling the story. So his most famous quote, and that I love, and when you embody it, whatever the mind of man can conceive and believe, it can achieve. And we're in the business of helping you build belief. Why? Because then you'll achieve it. Then you'll achieve it. It's still one of the best-selling books in the world for that reason. Why do you think that is? So many billionaires and millionaires have thanked that book because it's a formula and it works. Thoughts are things. So if you have a poverty state of mind, then what is happening? Poverty needs no plan. It needs no one to aid it because it is bold and ruthless. Riches are shy and timid. They have to be attracted. Poverty is simply the result of failing. Take this, write this down, or burn it into your mind. Poverty or lack of money is what I said. I said it in a different way. Poverty is simply the result of failing to take control of your own mind. So if you don't have money right now that you want, the amount of money you want in your life, it's because you failed to take control of your own mind. I'm sorry to tell you the truth, but it's the truth. I'm guilty too. I've been guilty. I'm not perfect. I have bad attitude. Bob Proctor had to call me out on my attitude one time. Do you know how embarrassing that was? Poverty is a state of mind. And as we said, desire is the starting point. Desire is the starting point. These are the 17 principles of success for personal achievement that Napoleon Hill wrote about. And when I compared Wallace Wattles' work and Thomas Troward and some of the Emerson, when I compared his work and when I understood they're saying you have to think and act in a certain way, it's the 17 principles. It's the 17 principles. You have to have a purpose. You have to have a mastermind alliance. You have to have applied faith. What is applied faith? Faith in action. Faith in action. Going the extra mile. Marisa talked to you about going the extra mile. Give more than what you earn. Pleasing personality. I started the call. You got to have a sense of humor. That's part of your pleasing personality. Positive mental attitude. Enthusiasm. Where does the word enthusiasm come from? Entheos. What does that mean? To be possessed by spirit, by God. Enthusiasm. Enthusiasm means you're possessed with the spirit of life, you can say. And you can feel it when you meet someone. They're enthusiastic. They're a magnet. They're a magnet. Self-discipline. Number 9, 10, accurate thinking. 11, controlled attention. 13, where's 12? I fell off here. Adversity and defeat. 14, creative vision. 15, sound health. 16, budgeting time and money. And 17, cosmic habit force. Put the other 2 that I missed in the chat. So let's combine the formula, shall we? Between Emerson, Thomas Troward, Wallace Wattles, and Napoleon Hill. 1841, the source, universal justice. The method, law of compensation. The action, give more. Troward, totally different writers. The source, infinite storehouse. The method, the spirit of opulence. And the action, circulate. You become a divine center for circulation of giving and receiving. Giving and receiving. Wallace Wattles, the source, the thinking substance. The method, act in a certain way. What is the certain way? It's the 17 principles. The action, efficient action. And then as I explained to you, what's efficient action? It's doing your work with reverence. Are you following me? Are you tracking? Are you getting the picture? Yes? And then Hill, in 1937, the source, infinite intelligence, I call God. The method, the 13 steps to riches. The action, organized planning. This is the unified formula. 4 masters and 1 truth. This is it. And this is what we teach on a daily basis. And so you can take a picture of this. I'm telling you now, the certain way that Wallace Wattles was talking about in the 1800s, it's the 17 principles. It's the 17 principles in action. So there's a thread through all 4 great master teachers. It's mind, belief, action, result. And our job is to help you rewire your mind and to disrupt the program that's operating currently. And right now, you're all operating, whatever you're earning right now is a reflection of your current program. Whatever you're earning right now is a reflection of your current programming of money, what you think you're worth. And so in order to change it, we're going to invite you to join us. There's 2 ways to join us. I'm going all in for the next 90 days. Who wants to come with me and Marisa Peer for 90 days? All in. Yes. Yes. Okay. There's two ways, and I'm going to send you a replay of this. You're going to get the slides. You can study them. You can do it on your own if you want, or you can join us for 90 days. This is going to be, it's going to be a masterclass for 16 weeks. We have a program for women called the Women's Collective, Becoming Her. Inside Becoming Her, here's what it takes. Let me show you actually. This is not for the week, by the way. This is going to take commitment. Okay? This is going to take commitment. What we're teaching you, I want to install into your subconscious mind in 90 days. I'm going to give you everything I have, what I've learned. I'm going to bring it all. Okay? So woman, you can join the Women's Collective. We're going to put a link here and bring it up on the screen. And men and women, you can join the Signs of Getting Rich for 16 weeks, a master's study with me and Professor Dan Matthews, starting on April 11th. Okay. The investment, you can get a payment plan. It's $2,000 for those 16 weeks, or you can get a payment plan and stretch it out over time. We will help you. Okay. We're going to help everyone. And there's also scholarships available as well for those that truly can't afford it. Okay. 2 opportunities. And here's what it's going to take. I'm going to share everything I know about rewiring the subconscious mind towards wealth. I'm going to share everything I know about how to get on the frequency of wealth. And me and Marisa are also going to create, and I've never done this before, you'll be the first people to get this. We're going to create recordings, hypnotic recordings, to wire in to your subconscious mind the principles, the formula of success. So not only are you going to be changing your mindset around wealth and abundance, you're also going to receive a recording you're going to have to listen to it every night. Okay. This is what it takes. You also have to commit. Some of you are going to like this. Some of you are not. But if you want it, then I'm going to bring you through it. You're going to have to agree to waking up 3 days a week at 5:30 in the morning and joining us. We have classes at 5:30 in the morning in almost every time zone. So time zone should not be an excuse. You have to make a commitment that you're going to join us at least 3 days a week, preferably 5. You have to agree that you're going to listen to this hypnosis recording on wealth every night for at least 21 nights. And then number 3, you have to agree to do the identity work with us and come to the lessons, the classes every week. And that's what we're going to dive deep on. Once a week, 1 hour, that's all it takes. And then your job is to show up in the morning and do the recording at night. So this is what I want to invite you all for the opportunity. And now I'm going to put the link in there so you can read about it. And I'm going to open it up for questions. We have a few minutes left. And I want to take you all with me. Whoever's committed to going all in for 90 days, come join me. I'm going all in. And I want you to come with me. I'm going to give you everything I know. I'm going to give you the best of me. I'm going to go the extra mile. And I'm going to give you things that you probably have never received before. That's my promise and commitment to you. Because if you become wealthy, you will live on purpose and you will do greater good for humanity. Okay? Any questions? Questions, anyone? So the 16 weeks of the Women's Collective, somebody wants to share their results. Is that right? Can we sign up after we listen to the replay? Yes, you can, but I want you to make a decision and join us today because the first cohort starts tomorrow, Saturday morning, orientation cohort 1 starts, okay? There's an orientation on the weekend, and then the second cohort will have an orientation. So there is a link in the chat for women, and then put the link, Christina, for men, and woman who want to just do the science, not just do, but want to do the science of getting rich with us for 16 weeks, me and Dan Matthews. Okay. All right, let's do it. What was about Norway? So we go on tour every summer, Napoleon Hill Institute. We're going to do events in Norway, Denmark, Italy, and what did I leave out? There's one more. Germany. We're working on Germany. Kirsten, one of our amazing leaders, we're working on Germany too. So that's going to be in August. Okay. We're going to invite you. Denmark, Norway, Germany, Italy. This is a movement. This is a movement. We are on tour and we're going to do incredible things. Marisa's coming as well. This is a movement. So if you are ready to join us now, make a decision to join us.